So for our project, we chose to be Theranos and its founder, Elizabeth Holmes.
So we thought this was an intriguing medical concept, and we were eager to learn more about the corruption involving medical companies that the public generally don't see. We were also interested in the science and mechanics behind blood testing and how it all relates to what we've learned so far this semester. So for key findings, Theranos was founded by a woman named Elizabeth Holmes, who happened to be just 19 years old at the time. She also happened to be a Stanford dropout with great connections. The company claimed that they could run over 200 tests on just a few drops of blood, compared to only a few dozen tests by other companies. Holmes claimed that this could be done with almost any diagnostic test. She and her billion-dollar startup company were very evasive when it came to giving information out. The company made fraudulent claims in regards to their scientific data. After investigating, it was found that the company had most likely been diluting blood samples, and numerous deficiencies were also found. Due to the extensive corruption and secrecy, companies such as Walgreens severed ties with Theranos. This is understandable since any association with this disgraced company was dangerous for business. However, the situation brought much more attention to blood analysis and the science behind it.
So Elizabeth Holmes is the founder of Theranos. She was a Stanford University dropout at the age of 19, and then she founded the company, which is now valued at $9 billion. A few years ago, accusations arose that accused Holmes of wire fraud and conspiracy. Once Holmes realized that people found out that the company's claims were wildly false, she took the money the company was making and transferred it to herself. Her trial is set for April 2021, and if found guilty, she can face up to 20 years in federal prison.
So just to draw a comparison between a more common blood test and Theranos testing. So with ELISA, you may get results as quickly as about 24 hours after you take the test or after this testing, the start of the testing. If it's done locally. However, there are some tests that may take days to weeks depending. A small sample of blood is usually taken by needle, but we can also use urine samples or oral fluid tests. ELISA usually tests for things like HIV, Lyme disease, syphilis, and when used in combination with the inflammatory Western blot test, ELISA tests are 99.9% accurate. The Theranos tests, on the other hand, with these tests, the results appear in approximately 3 days. The tests use finger sticks to draw a few microliters of blood, which is seemingly painless. And one blood sample of only a few drops can be used for over 200 tests. So although Theranos claims may seem innovative and make it seem affordable and convenient, ultimately the quality of the tests are not known since Theranos hasn't been evaluated correctly. The trueness and accuracy need to be maintained over months or years, and Theranos testing hasn't been around wasn't around for long. So the true quality will always remain in question, unlike a more common test such as ELISA. And then this is just a quote from Matthew Hepburn. The idea of obtaining a sample, sending that sample through a transport to a reference laboratory, having it tested and having it sent back to a soldier or medic, it's just unattainable. It's not practical in so many situations we're in.
So for our first question, is how many tests did Theranos claim they could run off of one blood sample? A, 25, B, 80, C, 200, or D, 225? The answer is 200 tests that Theranos claimed they could run off of one sample of blood. And then for our second question, who was the founder of Theranos? A, Emma Waltz, B, Elizabeth Holmes, C, Elizabeth Moss, or D, Bill Gates? The answer is B, Elizabeth Holmes. She was the founder of Theranos. And then these are our references if anyone wanted any more information.